Hi, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Okay, first thing you do is you glue on a cabochon and you bring your needle up right up against the edge of the cabochon. As you can see the thread coming out. Next, we pick up 3 beads and we put our needle right up against those 3 beads so they're pretty, they're tight and close together, and put our needle down into the fabric so there's no space, or not a lot of space in between those 3 beads, and we pull. Bring your needle up in between the first bead and the last 2 beads and pull your thread out. Put your needle through the last 2 beads and pull tight. Pick up 3 more beads, put your needle down at the end of the 3 beads, bring your needle up through the first bead and the second 2 that you added. Put your needle through the second 2 and continue all the way around the cab until it's filled. I want to add that this is just like tubular peyote, even count, so you want an even number of beads going all the way around your cab. So if you have uneven, it's not going to work well. So work it out so that it's an even number, because this is going to be just like tubular peyote. This picture just shows the needle going through some of the beads. Some beaders like to go all the way around again in their first row there, and that helps to straighten them out a little bit, and sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. This looks really straight, so I'm not going to mess with it a whole lot. So I just put my needle where I want to begin my peyote stitch. And this is tubular peyote. There really is no difference. You pick up a bead, skip a bead, and put your needle through the very next bead, and then you pull. That's what I'm doing here in this picture. You're going to do that all the way around, making sure you skip a bead. You can't see it, but I'm adding another bead here. I've added 1 bead, now I'm adding the second. Picked up a bead, skipped a bead, and put my needle through the next bead. You just keep picking up 1, skipping 1, putting your needle through the next one, all the way around. And you're going to step up, just like in tubular peyote. I had a really hard time getting a picture of the stepping up until the very end. We've gone all the way around, skipping a bead, adding a bead, skipping a bead, adding a bead, and this picture shows my needle going through the very first bead that I added in that 3rd row. This is the end of the last step in stepping up to create a new row, which would be the 4th row. You're going to have 2 stacks of the gold beads, and then we're going to cinch in with 15s. The 4th row, it's easier to see where you got to put your beads. You're going to put them, you're going to pick up a bead and you're going to put a bead in between each one of those up beads. And that's what this picture shows. Just keep picking up a bead and putting your needle through each up bead until you work all the way around. And then step up. The 4th row is complete, and now we're going to start cinching the cab in by using smaller size 15 beads. The gold ones are 11s, and the 15s will squeeze those beads in and hold that cab in. I've picked up 1 size 15, and I went through the very next up bead, which you can still see pretty well even after you've filled in, you know, 4 rows. You can still see them quite well. If you can't, just skip one and put your needle through the next. First bead of the 15s. Continue adding size 15 beads all the way around through each up bead until you reach the beginning of your row again, and step up through the very first 15 that you added. I've added 15 size 15 beads all the way around, and ta-da! You can see the step up here in the first row of 15s. So my needle is going through the very first 15 that I added. Naturally, my camera died right at the end there, but you want to add one more row of the 15s and cinch it in. I'm going to add another picture here closer so you can see, but this is where I've left off on this. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. If I can, I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do another one with different shapes so you can see, and you don't have to do it with round. You can do lots of shapes. Bye! Bye! Gotta go.